It's that time of the week again, where I speak into a microphone, do things behind the scenes that you guys can't see, and pretend to be one of the best live show hosts on the entirety of the internet. If I was sober, wonder what the ranting is going to be about. You know, I don't have anything for today. I can't. I haven't come across anything that's really rocked my boat. I'm sure we'll remember something. Did you forget your garbage? No. That alarm that I set myself that specifically says take your fucking garbage to the curb. It worked. I remembered to take my garbage to the curb. I now have an empty trash can for the first time in 3 weeks. It's a fucking miracle. Life's turning around for me, boys. What did you do today? I think it'd be better for me to just not tell you what I've done today. Lest the entire audience goes cringe and leaves or bullies me. You heard about the Linus Tech Tip situation? Nope. I heard that there was a drama. I didn't look too much into it. I couldn't be bothered. Maybe I now want to know? No, you really don't. I've been making, not necessarily a meme, but making fun of one of my friends slowly behind the shadows, but it's not quite done yet. It's kind of a 2-for-1 deal. I get a chance to make fun of him and practice my my shading instead of relying on the fucking oil paint tool in Photoshop. I can actually shade my projects properly with the cartoon colors that I like myself personally. What fucking Christ? This chair. Fucking chair. The AK is missing, and the door's closed, and I just now realized the mob's sitting behind it. And my camera has reset itself. Bastard. Come on. Ah, it's not working properly. It's not taking... Turn that off. Fly. Nope. We ain't doing that then. Why do you have glass? They're blue light lens. The dad hat never leaves your scalp. The problem is I'm already balding as is, and I didn't know I was going to have the webcam on today or not. But because it's not prioritizing 60 FPS, then no, I'm not going to bother because it won't let me adjust the settings on it. But trust me, you don't want to see me without the hat, as my hairline slowly recedes on camera. Thank you for telling me what editor you use. I'm slowly making my first edited video. Trust me, DaVinci is a godsend. It is one of the most powerful editing softwares I've ever seen, and it is far superior to Adobe Premiere. I really wish they would come out with something that could compete with Photoshop, because I'm getting really fucking tired of paying monthly for Photoshop. I've also, played a little bit of, or not played, I played around, well, yeah, I did play around with it. The new Photoshop beta with generative AI. It sucks. It really sucks. It's good for removing objects out of pictures, but anything else past that, it cannot accomplish. It falls flat on its face. And you have a little prompt you could fill in. It doesn't listen to anything you put in the prompt. It just does whatever the fuck it wants. This is my last stream before school starts. That's depressing. Good luck. My brother is finally going into high school, and he has no teachers that I recognize, so I can't give him any advice. I think all of my teachers that I had in high school have finally retired. Which sucks, because Van Dyke was a great math teacher. Clyde on Discord can't remember anything for more than 10 seconds. Who's Clyde? Who's Clyde? I have no idea who you're talking about. Are you going to play Baldur's Gate 3? No, it's not my style of game. I'm sure it's a good game, it's just not my thing. A new Discord AI automatically in every chat. Oh, yeah, I think we disabled him. I think we removed him because I didn't want to deal with the shenanigans that may come with something like that. I've managed to get a grand total of no more than 3 hours of sleep a night. I popped like 30 milligrams of melatonin last night. It did nothing to me. Absolutely nothing. And so I still woke up extremely late again today. But I made myself a hearty breakfast. Eggs, ham, bell peppers and onions. 2 slices of whole wheat toast because whole wheat's the only kind of bread you should be buying. Complete with a strawberry yogurt and apple juice. Apple juice of the adult kind, of course. Getting sun is sometimes better than melatonin. Yeah? You think I just sit inside all day? I'm not that much of a recluse. I've been doing yard work too on top of it because my tree keeps my tree in the backyard's dying, so branches keep falling off. I had one land in my house today. It fucking shook the whole house. I also like to walk to the store. Well, I don't like to walk to the store, but I have no gas. So it's kind of an optional. I had to lace up them fucking Lamborghinis and go to the store. Didn't know what's wrong with it. Ain't got no gas in it. Ain't got no gas in it. Luckily, I have no yard to mow. The benefit of living in a converted garage is your entire yard is just pavement. With a tree breaking through the pavement. There's a lot of weeds on the other side of the tree, but I can't be bothered. I don't go back there for anything. And it's all the way in somebody else's backyard, so what's the city gonna do? Come over, walk in their backyard, then walk into my backyard and complain? It's fine. I do have some poison ivy growing on the side of my house that I need to take care of. I really want to burn all the branches that broke, but I think we're under a fire ban still. It's pissing me off. Even worse when it's 90, 100 degrees outside. I think that's what it is about right now. It might have been cooling off, but the humidity is awful. Southern grass have steroids. That's how fast that shit pops up. No, you guys don't have to deal with thorns and whatnot that we had to deal with up north. My backyard would not grow grass. It just grew like super thick weeds that you would need like a machete to cut through. And the second the sun rolls out and the snow melts off and it gets a little bit of groundwater, that shit sprouts up at the speed of light. If you try putting gas in the car, tried it. It just disappears after a while. Gas burns, I guess. It's like we turned into the Amazon jungle. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I tried for... Well, my mom and I tried for years. It wasn't my property. Didn't care too much, but she wanted grass, so I would help her try to cut the grass or cut the weeds down and attempt to grow grass, but it would start to go grass, and then the weeds would take over again. I don't know what it was. We had an irrigation ditch in our backyard. I wonder if it was because of that. What tool did you use to mow the weeds? We couldn't mow the weeds. Like, we had to get an actual, like, blade. Like a proper, like a weed whacker with an actual steel blade on it. Because a plastic weed whacker was not going to work. I swear they got like 2-3 inches thick at the stem. Scythe could work with those weeds. Yeah, but they grow back super fucking quickly. It's just... Why is the voiceover still not working? Stream, I gotta figure that out. Use this to either burn weeds or put petrol in the car, but please burn something. It's gonna be a... probably gas. As soon as the 21st hits. Thank you. But 25, what was it? 25 something? It's 20 pounds, but it was $25 and something cents in American beer token. Is that how bad the exchange rate is? I guess. Surprised a panther hasn't mauled you? We don't have I haven't seen any wild cats or alligators since I've moved down south, but you know what I have seen? A ton of possums. I've been trying to catch a possum that's been in my backyard like every fucking night. But every time I go up to him with like I'm wearing welding gloves to try to grab him, he just hisses at me and skitters up the tree. It's like, let me be friends. You're in my backyard. We could be friends. You could stay here. Just let me hold you. $25.46 American foot dollars. It would be nice if OBS did an update to no longer show me the super chat amount. They changed that, and I don't know why. It's gotta be a... I'm going to Stream Elements to try to figure out why the voiceover is not working. Oh, I gotta, like... Got like something in the back of my throat. Main screen overlay. Alert box settings. Super chat alert? Text to speech settings. Yeah, it's just straight up disabled. I'll set that to $5. Because I don't want somebody to abuse it by just putting a penny in and then getting to hear Brian text to speech. Save. Probably gonna break the YouTube overlay. Just give it a minute. Just gotta give it a minute. Oh no, I think it broke it entirely. Shit. Oh. I don't know why. It's... The scrolling has stopped. But the chat's still working. Oh, Stream Elements, why are you the way that you are? Settings. Is tips also turned off? Yeah, it is. What the fuck? I just broke YouTube. No, YouTube's fine. It's Stream Elements. Every time I go to change something in the overlay, it breaks the overlay. Let me see if I could just refresh it entirely. Refresh. See if that works. It's got to catch up a little bit. Are you worried about hitting the furry dating sim goal? Not really. If we hit it, we'll have a good time. I'll be drunk the whole time we play it. I still haven't figured out what game I'm going to do. Every time someone recommends me a game, I go to the Steam page and I see it is most definitely not stream safe. So I guess when I mentioned to people, yeah, it needs to be a stream safe version of the game. It just falls on deaf ears. People don't bother to listen. Now let's test to see if this works.
Use this to either burn weeds or put petrol in the car, but burn something please.
Fixed it! We have fixed it! Any thoughts of the recent, very nicely curated Rise of the Triad and Quell 2 re-release? Never heard of those games.
I was supposed to sleep 2 hours ago, but why should I smile when I can get to spend again money on you? Also, German Twitter now actually finds you.
Does it now? I'm no longer soft-locked from Germany's Twitter. Or sorry, Germany's X. I'm now available to Germany's X. Germany's X is now seeing me. What a fucking trash change. Who decided on that name? Elon! It sucks. Thank you for the $5. I play the emulator version. Let me look it up. Oh, Quake 2. I don't know. You're like 25. I'm so fucking old. I played Rise of the Triad in 1995 when it was released. I mean, that's not old. I got into video games during like the ass end of the PS1 era, start of the PS2 era, which I was still pretty young. And I played a lot of the old James Bond games on PlayStation 2. That's where I started. James Bond, Need for Speed, Seek and Destroy, Tony Hawk Underground, and Underground 2. Those are my games. What's your opinion on Need for Speed Most Wanted? The 2005 version or the 2012 version? 2005 version was the fucking chef's kiss. 2012 version was, I guess, okay for the time. I don't think it was worth the MSRP that they listed it as. Worst game you ever played? God, someone asks this question all the time, and I never have an answer. Because I've played a lot of trash games. I don't want to go for a low-hanging fruit and be like, oh, it's Need for Speed Unbound, because, yeah, the game is trash, but I guess the gameplay is still good. I don't know if I've got a game that just threw me for a loop, and it's by far the worst game ever made. I think, like, and this is gonna be an odd one. People aren't gonna understand what I'm saying, but Juice 2 Hot Import Nights. That was a pretty shitty game. Most of the game was actually just softcore pornography and strippers, and there was driving sometimes. They really blew their budget on models and bikini models and everything else, and not actual gameplay. The cat wants in. He's been in here all day. I kick him out, and now he wants in, and he's screaming for it. Hold on. I gotta let the cat in, because he's a little drama queen. Drama queen. Little tiny drama queen. I don't understand. He's got some separation anxiety or something that we need to treat out of him. Where'd you go? What? What? You've been in here all day on my lap. But you started to try to steal my stuff, so I kick you out. Now you think you've earned your way back in here again. He's mad at me right now because I got him a different brand of food and he's not liking it, but that shit was $15, so he's gonna eat it one way or the other. If you wanted to go to the south, watch for sand spurs, they're like foot assassins. Chat died. Come here, you little shit. Need you as stream bait. Come here. Look at this turd. Been glued to my ass all day. I lock him out of the office for 5 seconds. He starts screaming and wailing. He just doesn't know when to stop. I came to the channel through its All in Dark video, and the content this channel puts out is so damn good. Why, thank you, good sir. Or ma'am. Can't tell through the internet. Look at his little face. Little shithead. I don't Need for Speed Most Wanted Wii U, so the 2012 version, I didn't find it bad. But to be honest, it's no Need for Speed. It's mediocre at best. Burnout-esque. Burnout sequel. Stream Elements didn't let me read that properly. Getting the GameCube version, and now to test how dumb my brain actually is. GameCube version's gonna be awful. I think Blue Tag made a video about the GameCube version. Just now realized my webcam's in front of the stream overlay, so that didn't show up. But thank you for the $1. He looks so chill. Little shit when the camera's off, I'm sure. Yes! No, you know when I woke up, you see, okay, I know I mentioned this last night. You see the bottom of the door? That's him. He absolutely cannot stand being separated, but the problem is at night, he just tap dances on me. He doesn't actually sleep. He jumps around and sniffs things. He's very curious. Well, I can't sleep like that, so I have to kick him out. The second I kick him out, it's just, oh my god, bloody murder. Just doesn't know when to stop. He's got so much energy, too. Like, I played with him all morning. Now he wants to play again. He's a little shithead. His mama was a lot calmer, but his mama got out, and I have no idea where she went. My cat knocks her head against mine in the morning. No, like, he likes to claw and bite things. Like, I'll be walking around. Here's current thing right now is I'll be walking around, and he'll walk in between my legs and then get caught up, obviously, because I'm walking. And then when he gets mad, he bites me on the ankle. I don't know what he's trying to accomplish. What are you planning? You have your theft eyes on. No, that's not yours. No. No. Not yours. Any reason to just not leave the door open, or does he run around at night? He doesn't. He sleeps for like 2 hours, and then he's in and out of the bedroom, and he's high maintenance, very high maintenance. He won't just lay down. He will get up on the shelves. He will get up on the desk. He's stolen my pop filter hundreds of thousands of times. Right? He locked eyes on it right now. I mean, if I could. Trying to show you the big old bite mark they took out of it. He's been playing and chewing on it. It's covered in cat hair. So, I have to put him away at night if I want any chance of sleeping, because if I don't, he's going to break something in here. Playing around. Get a scratch pad or something to hold his attention. He has dozens of toys. He has a scratching post. He has a cat tower. I've got a thing that's hanging from the ceiling. I got a thing that hangs on the door and twists around. He's got all sorts of toys. As soon as I close that door, it don't matter to him. Give him wheat. I give him catnip. It only lasts for about 5 seconds. Younger cats are hard work. I've had him since he was born. He's been hard work ever since. Ever since he was a little bean that would roll around on the floor. He's been a little shit since then. So his preferred toy is crumpled up receipts, of course. He is brought me one. As you can see, it's immediately activated him. Slowly blinking as a cat is seen as a kind gesture by cats. What about taking him and hucking him across the house? Like a football. Hold up tinfoil works as a street too. I fear they'd like cut his gums up. That's enough of my face. I'm getting tired of the fact that the camera has the white balance set so that way I look like a ghost. I'm still burned from welding. I don't know why it looks like I'm just pastel white. And maybe it's because of the white walls in this room. That's all you get. That's your camera footage of the day. What? I'm going to have to take you back out again. No. Turd? You need to get outside. I go outside. Why does everybody think I just spend all day inside? Duck looks tanner than you. No more mustache. I will never get rid of the mustache. Get ping pong balls. I didn't even think of that. That'd probably be a great idea. What? What? No, you're not going to sit here and tear up my chair. All right. Back out the door goes for you. Get. Wow. He's going to be mad. Your duck has a better tan than you, then no. I don't think you go outside. The white balance is off on my camera. You guys seem to forget that my previous job was literally just a gun with a mini ball of sun on the very end of it. I think I'm forever tanned. Either that, it's the skin cancer. Anyways. Are you gonna play the dating game now? No, we got more time. I got time. But it's funny. As I was mentioning earlier, I was working on something to make fun of one of my friends, who's a mod in the Discord, by the way. And I've got access to his character. And I've been doing things with his character. Not bad things. That sounds really bad out of context. He's very argumentative, to say the least. And so I've been doing something to make fun of that. But I've become to the realization, as a non-furry, I have newfound respect for furry. There goes half my chat. Half the audience is about to leave. Because, fuck tails are hard. Who would have thought? Not a pop filter, it's a windshield so that way when you're breathing. Yeah, the thing that's sitting on here. There goes 7 people. You want to fuck hardtails? No, it's like I've gotten everything else done except for the tail. And it's like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I've never had to do this before. It's way out of my element. It's kind of a twofold because A, most of what I do, as you can see like on screen right now, is I just find a stock image and I take it, put an outline to it, run it through the oil paint filter, and call it a day. Well, I got tired of that. It's boring. Only 16 people? God, reset the counter back to 0. There's always one every stream. Out of context, like use the deer corpse. AI artwork, easy peasy. Please get out. There's the door. There's so many wrong ways to draw tails. You kind of need to develop your own methodology. I don't know what I'm doing. I just kind of keep I just keep going back and forth until I guess I'm happy with it. Everything else is okay. But this is the first time I've had to handle this. play My Summer Car again. That's 2 counters now! Fuck! Add the door in. Literally never ends. Did you just slam your head on the desk? God, I wish. Every fucking stream, there's 2 inconsistencies. Bro, this stream has so little viewers, you suck. And when are you gonna play My Summer Car again? I played it once. It's like not good enough for you. Damn it. I've been invited to my high school Snapchat group. What the fuck? I haven't been to high school in fucking 5 years. So when are you going to play My Summer Car again? When I die and someone duct tapes my corpse to my chair and makes it look like I'm playing it. My fall car. I've just, between that and Mamba Zoo and like those style of games have just gotten dead to me. Have an AI play My Summer. You hate that game? No, I'm just burned out from it. So many people ask me, bro, when are you gonna play My Summer Car? You guys seem to forget. I played My Summer Car, made a whole video about it, and I'm tired of it. I'm also tired of all the changes that the developer makes to make the game more frustrating. Because he thinks it's fun. That's it, buddy. You just lost a viewer. Goodbye. Goodbye. Play Mad Max the game. Never heard of it. My Summer Car video was pretty good. I'm gonna be quite honest. I never really liked the actual outcome of the My Summer Car video. But then again, that was my very first essay style video. And it was my first time playing with DaVinci in anything bigger than just cutting things apart and pasting them together. So I guess it's a good outcome from that, but I've learned a lot since then. I think, as far as the best videos that I've made, BeamNG still sits on top. And I gotta say, I'm quite happy with the Papa's Gameria video. Mostly because, for once, the voiceover doesn't sound like it's coming through a fucking Capri Sun box. I actually finally figured out how to do proper voiceovers. It was okay for the BeamNG video. For some reason, it sucked in the Mad Max video. Like, there was an acoustic draw on it. I don't know why. I figured it out, though. I got a new mount for the microphone in my little sound booth. Can you play BeamNG then? We play BeamNG all the time. I don't feel like booting it up now. Actually, that reminds me. I know the BeamNG website got doxxed a few days ago, so I know it's back up, but I don't know. When I checked the repository this morning, it had not been updated. But it looks like it is now being updated once again. Nice. Play Postal 2, not like your home will burn down from playing it. Postal 2's cursed! Doxed or DDoS? DDoS, sorry. DDoS. DDoSed. And so now they finally have a security feature to prevent that for the first time in, I don't know. I'm surprised it gone as long as it did, but I'm also curious as to why the fuck someone would even bother. What was the first game you ever played? Mine was Wii Sports. Bejeweled. On my family's home computer. We had a computer that had Windows XP, and it had Bejeweled on it. We had a hard copy of Bejeweled. Why did someone DDoS BeamNG? I don't know. I am curious about that now. I'm not quite sure what this situation is. Bejeweled, and then obviously the pinball game that I think ceased existence after Windows 8. I had an old Hot Rod magazine car game on a hard disk that I still have, but I highly doubt I can get it to ever work. God damn it. It's all humid in here. My nose is getting all stuffy. Then I finally got the PlayStation 1 and I played a NASCAR game that I can't quite remember the actual name of. It was probably just a generic EA NASCAR game. And when I got my PS2, first game I ever bought was Need for Speed Underground. And Midnight Club, and, you know, all those games. Then I stepped into the FPS genre with Agent, it was 007 Nightfire. Then I got Agent Underfire. And from there, it just fell all apart. I got a PS3. I got Far Cry 3. I got all the Call of Duties on there. Got GTA 4, GTA 5, Midnight Club Los Angeles, Blur, all those good games. Play Minecraft? Minecraft's a game that I play on my own time. I don't think I'd ever play that on camera. You watched Demona. Nope. Project Zomboid might be a good game for you to play. I'm so bad at Project Zomboid. I don't know if I could make a proper video on that because I never get to explore the features of the big features of the game before I fucking die. I'm so bad at Project Zomboid, which is probably a bad thing because it's really realistic, which means if a zombie apocalypse actually happens, I'm probably dead. And racing games used to be good. Let's get better at Zomboid. Yeah, let me just do that. If you die, I call dibs on your AK. Too late, somebody else already has. Get beamed. Someone already has dibs to all of my stuff. What about American Truck Simulator? If I was to do something like that, I don't know if I could make a what is video about that because it's American Truck Simulator. Kind of self-explanatory. But I would want to get a wheel for that, and I don't have a wheel. So, I feel like doing that with a controller or keyboard would make me just want to toss it at the wall at high velocity. Next thing I know, I'd have a glory hole. Stormworks is a neat vehicle builder? Stormworks. Oh, fuck. I clicked on Steam, and I hadn't loaded up Steam for the day. Alright, well, goodbye, Stream. As Steam takes all of my bandwidth to download an update for a game I'd no longer play. God damn it. Yo, yeah, nope. Stop. It was not even a game that I just didn't play. It's a game that I absolutely hate. Fucking Need for Speed Unbound has an update today for anybody that actually fucking cares about that trash game. Stormworks is probably not on Steam. Oh, it is on Steam. Oil Disaster update. Oh yeah, no, I think I've seen a RCE play this. I don't think my teeny tiny brain would be able to unpackage this game properly. Play Ridge Racer 4? No. Maybe. I gotta remember what that game is. Yeah, but Ridge Racer is where it's at. Rage Racer. Ray Tracer. The fuck is Need for Speed? It's this game that's all about saying bro as much as humanly possible and having a political underplot for some reason. Someone just got timed out? Yeah, because the bot is still here. The bot never leaves. The spam bot is always here no matter what you try. What? Yeah, spam in the chat, you get timed out for 300 seconds. Do it again, you get banned. The bot's always watching. The bot may not say anything, but it's always watching. The bot's always here. It locks on target and hucks you into the sea. What's Farm Sim? Please answer. It is... It's a game that's, I guess, okay, kinda. But also not really. I think it'd be okay if it wasn't so clunky. But it really feels like I'm controlling a tank in anything I do in that game. And maybe that's okay as far as... I don't like that kind of stuff. I don't like when it's just thousands of keybinds that you have to rememorize and remember. And tons of information you have to take in all at once. Are we choosing a game or something? I think people are just throwing out video ideas. Right now, here's the way the videos are working. I'm working on Voices of the Void right now. And then I'm following that up with Tower Unite, which was originally going to be what I was going to be working on, but I'm liking Voices of the Void more. Also, Voices of the Void is going to have two versions. One is specifically for patrons, because it's going to feature something that's a little bit spicy for YouTube. It may not be turned into an actual project. Can't believe I'm doing it, but I'm doing it. So, there's that. I do also need to put a raffle out on Patreon right now, because I do have an idea for something I want to do in the Voices of the Void video. So I'm going to put that up on Patreon and see if people want involved, put it up on a raffle, whoever gets picked. I got to draw a character of, so that way they will be featured in the video. What if Kwebbelcup is secretly watching the stream? He can eat my entire ass. It's not like he doesn't have time anymore, considering that a computer does it all for him. I know, I threw that up on the mod only chat, discussing it with my buddies about doing a little raffle just to be featured. I have a little thing I want to do for the ending of the video. I originally just going to use another one of the batch of characters that I've been working on out of my buddies, furry stuff, but I figured I haven't done much for Patreons as of late, especially since everything's moving so slow, so maybe I will give one of them a chance to be forever solidified, encased in carbonite in a video. Well, I mean, not actually encased in carbonite, basically just immortalized into a video. Just for a little bit. Nothing voiced or anything like that, just... I also get a chance to draw some characters outside of the ones that I already know. He still uploads? He doesn't upload, an AI uploads for him. An AI does his voiceover, his character, his video themes, and all that shit. Does it all for him. Because he cannot fathom just quitting YouTube, even though he has killed his career entirely. How the worst character gets selected? Well, obviously it's going to be an opt-in thing. I mean, if no one opts in on Patreon, which is not, because there's not a lot of Patreons, which is fine. I don't expect there to be a lot. But I also don't know how many of them are going to be like, yeah, here's my reference sheet. Please make my character and put it in the video. I feel like it's kind of not a thing that's going to happen. But I might as well try it. Especially since I've been, again, practicing a lot more. I need variation. Because I'm hoping to get back into animation here soon. Anybody else hate the stupid ass art style that companies have been using called corporate Memphis? Is that the one that like the one guy people on Facebook like to use? Yeah, it is. Or no, that's like Google's thing right now. Yeah, it's bad. It's awful. Just everything blown out of weird proportions and all cell shaded and weird and nasty. Yeah, no, I don't like that. Like on its own, it'd be an okay art style. But now that everybody's doing it, and I'm sure there's probably just a fucking generator for it now. Like, I'm not one to shit on people's art, but this has just gotten so bad and out of hand. It's got to be on like a generative thing. It's got to be something that people can just plug into a computer and it just makes it for them. For how many companies are using it. Only corporate art style I accept is that 2000s textile. I miss the 70s. All the bright yellows and purples. Obviously. I said that without even thinking about my color theme. I miss the 80s. We truly eclipsed a popular time. A good time. I still can't get this tell thing down. I've been doing that while I've been talking. And I'm not figuring it out. Yeah, it's still not working for me. That looks like a fucking squirrel. Yeah. Speaking of AI generators, I've recently seen nothing on Discord but the shitty meme of different people saying which one is your favorite Huggy Wuggy, with the title being you're in Roblox. I don't think we've gotten that on our Discord, but if it does, I'll clean it up with a mop. I don't understand the big old hype for AI right now. I just see nothing good coming from it. It's like I mentioned earlier, some of the YouTubers I watch for Photoshop tutorials and everything like that, ever since the new Photoshop beta came out, literally no one could shut the fuck up about generative fill or generative, whatever. I've tried it. It sucks. It's awful. And so I've got to believe that these people that keep pushing these videos out have to be getting paid by Adobe, because you get results that are tons better than whatever the fuck I can get. And so I just haven't bothered. I've been using the beta because it feels a lot more stable than the current version. But generative fill just does not fucking work. Adobe sucks ass. They do. Let me just buy my fucking product. Tired of renting it. That's why I hope DaVinci just blocks out Premiere entirely. What if someone reacts to your content without your consent and they don't give credit? If it's not creative in any way, shape, or form, or not informative, like an essay video against me or something like that, if it's just straight up some dude eating a bowl of cereal watching my videos, I will copyright strike it. And it's not going to be a thing of, I'm just going to take your revenue. I'm having the video removed. Like, that's the one thing I have no cap about. Don't take my shit and re-upload it. Because the whole, oh, well, it's giving you exposure bullshit is just a myth. It's never helped anybody. And I hate fucking React content. If it's not at least somewhat creative, then I think I reserve the right to just copyright strike your bullshit. It's my content. And if it's just you sitting in a corner, then yes, that is just taking my content and re-uploading it. Can't pay the fucking rent with exposure. Exactly. Like, here's the thing: is if you're breaking down my video and actually being creative with it, by all means, I have no problem with it. But if you're just straight up re-uploading my shit raw, and then just sitting there laughing every now and then, congratulations! You're trying to capitalize on what every single other person has done to the video by watching the video. Ridiculous. That's why I'm not quite a fan of XQC right now, is because he tried defending basically his whole stream's just reacting to other people's content. It shouldn't be allowed. So yeah, that's what happens if you're not creative or informative. Luckily, YouTube's rolled out features where if your stuff gets re-uploaded, they let you know. When they do a check on it, if it is found matching your content. It's not exactly the best, because I get videos of like the Long Dark, someone playing the Long Dark, and it gets matched up to mine. But I've gotten at least one person so far just trying to raw upload my shit. So it is kind of handy. I usually just tend to ignore everything else. The cat demands in again, once again. Look at the memes channel. Looking at the memes channel. Oh yeah, that. No, that's, I hate those. That's, shorts have been taken up by that. Show the meme channel? I don't dare show the Discord on stream. People don't need to be exposed to that. Delete that anchor and fill. It still looks like shit. That just God, this is hard. Damn you furries. I've got my hazmat suit on. No, absolutely not. God, I don't get it. Like, why does everything look like it's just a fucking squirrel? Why can't I? This shouldn't be hard. It's just a fucking line with some fuzz on it. But I can't seem to pull it off. The furries have defeated mankind again. Say what you will, these bastards must have it figured out, because I'm fucking struggling. Clearly they know more than me. Whatever. I'll figure that out later. Have you heard the Linus Tech Expo? No, someone catch me up to speed today, because I've had a few people ask me about that. I don't normally keep up to date with that shit. But I know that he was on... I saw that Dark Viper had posted something on Twitter and then deleted it about Linus Tech Tips. So there's something going on. I just haven't bothered to look into it. Someone's probably better informed than I am on YouTube drama. I know it involved like someone sold some stuff that made a mistake and said it's not worth $500 to correct the mistake. What was the mistake? I guess it really depends what the mistake is. Because I can see some mistakes not being worth $500. Gamer Nexus, a pretty serious tech channel, called them out on a poorly done testing and the ethical issues like selling a prototype water cooler made by two guys in a shed who couldn't afford to lose it after the promise to send it back. Oops. Well, that's beyond a $500 fix then. That sounds like a lawsuit ready to happen. Yeah, that. If that's not worth $500 to fix, that sounds like a hefty lawsuit ready to happen. Question while. Answer possibly. Guys who made it are in the UK, and it's TikToks in Canada, so it's not easy to do. I guess I don't understand is why the fuck he would sell it. Like, what decision making do you have to have where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna take this thing that was just given to me for free and sell it to somebody? Unless there's some shit going on behind the scenes that we don't understand or haven't read, you know, an agreement that was made that has since been taken back. I guess I can't understand the mental gymnastics of I'm done testing this and I'm not gonna give it back. Instead, I'm gonna make money off of it. But if he's gonna come out and say it's not worth $500 to fix the error of selling someone's very expensive prototype, yeah, you kind of look like an ass at that point. That needs to be something that you do whatever you can to rectify. You can't just be like, listen, it's not worth the money, bro. It's not worth my time, dude. So, I guess, get fucked that I sold your equipment without your permission. Find this interesting to keep for future reviews. We're okay with that, aka more exposure, but they didn't test it properly, slagged off the guys, said it was a bad product. Yeah, I mean, that sounds kind of shitty. I mean, if it's a bad product, it's a bad product. I haven't watched it, so I can't say for sure if it was done improperly or not. Nor do I understand that stuff. But he absolutely needs to correct that. He can't just be like, yeah, it's not worth my time to rectify the massive fuck up that I've made now. Aren't prototypes just bad products that need feedback to fix it? Yeah, I mean, exactly. There you go. Regardless of the results, the whole point is to see what needs to be fixed. You can't just be like, oh man, this thing sucks. And just toss it in the bin. Or, scratch that, sell it to make a quick buck. How greedy does he need to be? Thinks it will bankrupt him and his company to fix that mistake. I hope it fucking does now. By deciding, yeah, no, you're not worth my time, so I'm taking your product and just bidding it. That should absolutely fucking bankrupt him now. If it wasn't before. him saying that it's not worth fixing. Yeah, there's millions of ways they could approach this properly by saying that again, I don't know what the situation is. This is like actually me learning as of it, like as of right now. But I don't think there's any excuse that could be made where it's like, yeah, no, I just don't feel like it. I don't think that works when you're in a business, like a legitimate business setting. Also had no clue who had bought it. He said, since found it. Thankfully, it wasn't an industry competitor, but it could have been. Yeah, that could have actually been really fucking. I didn't think about that. Could have just sold trade secrets out from under, like straight up sold prototype design from a mom and pop shop to fucking someone as greedy as Nvidia. That would have been a shit show. Have they got it back though? I feel like that's the important thing is if they get it back. But yeah, they absolutely. I think they, at least from my perspective, and from what I'm reading about it, that's a lawsuit and a half. That is an absolute fucking lawsuit. What do you think of Moist Critical signed out of Twitch? Fuck Twitch. That's probably the best thing that's ever going to happen to him is quitting Twitch because Twitch is awful. Cat, come on, buddy. I really wish you'd stop tearing up my door. Cool, buddy. What if we did take that and do center? Inside. Outside. That definitely looks better outside. Kelly has announced goodbye to his Twitch contract and wanted to freely stream on YouTube and any platform he wants to. Is this more bad news for Twitch? I think I've seen a lot more exodus from Twitch, myself included. I'm almost coming up on a full year now of not streaming on Twitch, and honestly, YouTube has some issues. Some of it is not YouTube's fault, like the fact that hold on here. Like the fact that super chats don't count towards any goals, which is why I have that new notice up now, but that's more Stream Elements' fault. But trying to keep track of titles and whatnot, YouTube is really bad about the title system. YouTube saves the data from the last stream you do, so your thumbnail, your title, and everything, which is nice. But sometimes it will save it regardless if you change it or not. And so you'll start a stream with the wrong thumbnail or the wrong title. It will always unlist your stream before you start it. It will always turn monetization off before you start it. It's very touchy. It's very sensitive. YouTube lets you stream at whatever bitrate you want, but if you're streaming at anything above 4,000, then it's going to guarantee have issues. That's what I've been having to do for the past few weeks now, because 6,000 has just been problematic. I think that Twitch has got about 3 or 4 more years. They need to pull something out of their ass and quick if they want to maintain Twitch. Because I'm sure Amazon is getting really tired of shoveling money into it. Because there's no return to be had. God, this looks like shit. Ah! Still can't get this. Start from scratch once again. They will be sold and bought. Fold. Shut. No. Ray, I know what you mean by that. What if I delete that anchor point? That makes that much more harsh. That didn't do me any good. Open a new... Let's talk about the FaZe story? I don't know what's going on with FaZe. You're gonna have to catch me up to speed on that one. Rush. Nope. Turn off simulate pressure. Ah, that's off the screen. Delete. Oh, that deleted the whole path. Stroke. It just doesn't look right. What am I doing wrong? This is ass. FaZe is going bankrupt and all their main guys are leaving. About fucking time. Oh my god. That deserves almost a round of applause. In a way. Ugh. Thank fucking god. I'm so tired. FaZe is a product of a bygone era. Okay. And their ending was long overdue. What was FaZe? FaZe was, how do I describe this? This is a FaZe clans aren't happy about that. Too bad. Think I don't know how old my audience is. Go back to the days of Call of Duty Modern Warfare and everything like that. FaZe clans were these groups of guys that would play Call of Duty mostly competitively, but also to do trick shots. They're basically the dude perfect of the gaming industry. Way back in the day. If you're part of FaZe, you were a cool kid. Unfortunately, Ray actually just took the words right out of my mouth without him even being here. It was essentially machinima. You were part of a contract, you did a bunch of videos, and it was usually around Call of Duty or any other FPS shooter, competitively, or doing trick shots, or whatever the fuck it may have been. It was awful. It was an awful program. I mean, it was great. It was very popular, but it sucked. Because, again, it was like the dude perfect of its time. And it has just been slowly going downhill. Because, in my personal opinion, and I could be wrong about this, FPS shooters are dying off. The popularity of FPS shooters are dying off. There's still obviously a niche group that loves FPS shooters. But if you look at the state of Call of Duty right now and Battlefield right now, people are just fucking fed up with it. What the fuck is Dude Perfect? The stunt guys that fake a lot of their videos. But he didn't hear that from me. Or even worse than Circuit City. Yeah, FaZe has been doing whatever they can to stay relevant, because again, I think the whole concept has gotten unpopular now. I remember Machinima, how did they die out too? Because their contracts fucking sucked. Okay, if Machinima was still on, and I was to sign on, I would have no ad revenue because I'd be making so little money. I do take so much of my earnings. And that was the problem, is the Machinima had very heavy hands on their contractees. They would take a lot of their money and it would be impossible to get out. And they were very controlling of what you could do with your channel and what your content. So nobody was happy with the Machinima contract, but everybody had to pretend to be happy because Machinima's contracts were so long and so egregious. Basically, Machinima would take all the ad revenue and put it into a pool, and everybody would get paid the same. But because they were hoarding so much of it, people got paid worse than if they had just stayed independent. I think that's the same problem with FaZe too. On top of, again, the crypto bullshit. Always have a lawyer when signing a contract. Yeah, that's the problem, is they preyed on people that were very, very gullible, I would say. Very innocent, and would mature over time, but at that point, they were already well locked in on that contract. I think some of those contracts were 3, 4, anything from like 4 to 8 years. Some people weren't even out of their contract when Machinima finally fell. Machinima going bankrupt was a godsend for them. So, but Machinima became synonymous with like YouTube, like short movies and animations and whatnot, because that's what most of their content was, and that's who they mostly targeted, was people that were making things out of like Halo, or basically little cartoons and whatnot out of video games or Minecraft or anything like that. You'd see the Machinima logo pop up before. Let me tell you now, if you go back and watch those videos and see that logo popped up, they were getting fucked. Calls all their own videos to be taken down. Yeah, no, Machinima dragged everybody down with them, unfortunately. But it was still some of the best things that could happen to those people because they were finally free of those contracts. YouTube poops, essentially? No, they didn't touch those. Well, they kind of would. But not in the sense of purposeful. Usually a lot of the stuff that they would have was cringe. Machinima has stock USD of 1343. I think Machinima's doing something entirely different now. I don't think they touch YouTube anymore. Mostly because people are now very well aware of what their contracts are like, so they can't garner anybody on YouTube. I really don't see any... I'm gonna be honest, every time that pops up on YouTube where people are like, we've created a group of creators that we're all binded into one oligopoly of a content center or content hub. Shit like the creatures and such like that. It has never ended well. So if you're ever looking at becoming a content creator, personally, me, I have no desire for those. I'm going to always probably stay independent. And if you're ever approached with one of those contracts, just throw it in the trash. Because usually it means no good. They're hoping to bank on your success. This guy does Minecraft in his group. No, when I think of those, I think of the Creature Hub. And I think of Cowchop too, but Cowchop kind of also withered out on it, so unfortunately. I got a few patrons. I like knowing that even if I'm a Patreon is taking a cut. Well, that's a bit different. Patreon is a support system. It's not like a contract system. Patreon's not telling you what to upload and what to do, and they're not taking control of it. You're not contracted with Patreon. You could stop at any time, and you could control the flow. You could give people refunds, whatever it may be. So, is that how the creatures ended? Well, the creatures ended because of greed. Cowchop ended because the person that had started Cowchop was just tired of the group thing. Nova, or James, I think his real name was, just got tired of the whole hub center thing. Which, I don't blame him. He kind of... ever since his accident where he ended up breaking his ankle, I think it was either his ankle or his wrist, doing stuff for videos. I think he just got tired of it. He just grew sick of it and wanted to do his own thing. And then he tried to maintain Cow Chop as much as possible, but it just couldn't work without James. I think that's why Cow Chop disappeared. But it ended on a much better note than the Creatures did, because Kuchera was a very controlling, greedy bastard. Kuchera, I'm pretty sure, was the main downfall of the new drama for IShowSpeed. His meat AK penis in front of 25,000 people on accident. That sounds about on par. I don't watch IShowSpeed though, so I guess I'm not interested in it. It still never did the Archives thing. That was probably because he never had any reason to. They took what they could and left. Fuck. Still trying this off to the side. Ignore me. I'm doing my own thing off to the side, and I'm still struggling because I'm an idiot. Maybe. Maybe that's better. Can I move this? YouTube censoring Christianity. Popular podcaster Sean Ryan. I don't care. Like I said, I tend to avoid YouTube drama. Tiki's trying to drag everything. Should be in a mental and lighting fireworks in his room. Yeah, that was goofy as fuck. But IShowSpeed's thing is loud equals funny. So, again, he's just not my cup of tea. He also tried that crypto bullshit. And that's where any respect that I really, any respect I would have had for him just kind of died off. ID verification on Twitter. Never will happen. Nobody will let it happen. There's only one rather play a game than actually play a game is Ellie Noor. Zuber Hexanova. I haven't watched him in a minute. I should see what he's up to. IShowSpeed also abuse the copyright system. Well, like I mentioned earlier, if you've got a legitimate reason to, then yeah, it's fine. If people are like reacting to your content or whatnot, just straight up ripping it off, that's the case. What I won't stand for is abusing it in order to stop, again, constructive breakdowns of your content or anything that basically informs people. Oh, shit. Like, if you're going to use the copyright system in order to hide something, then yes, that's a problem. But if it's somebody taking your content and just uploading, which I know is also a big problem with streamers, then that needs to be taken care of. Sorry, I'm now, like, focusing hard. I'm still sucking hard on this. I cannot get this. Nutters, okay, you're acting beyond ridiculous now. Nutters! Buddy, what is your deal? The cat once again demanding entrance. I'm tired of him tearing up my door, so let's see what he wants now. You need a damn hobby. What? Has anybody told you that you're a bit clingy? You're awful. You're awful. It's been like 30, 40 minutes. You get fed attention all day. I don't know what you want from me. Maybe Nutters should get a job. Maybe so. Maybe somebody should be paying the rent around here. Someone does get free room, board, food, and all the toys you can get without having to lift a finger. Someone sure does have it easy for who wants to be a dramatic little twerp. More paper for Nutters. Welcome to life. I wish that's how life was. I'm tired of paying rent. I'm tired of paying bills. But someone's got to do it. Someone's got to do it. Why did you just tap my face? Say hello. He's looking for things to steal on my desk. So I get nothing done. That's why videos take forever. It's because you gotta balance doing what you're supposed to do and maintaining this one. You hear purring? He's always purring. He's constant. If he's not whining and complaining, he's purring. Also because it means he's getting his way. The only way he'll ever be happy is when he gets his way and absolutely nothing else. It's the only thing that will make him happy. Alright, you little twerp. That's why videos take forever. He's swimming. He's doing this thing with his paws in midair. How old is Nutters now? He's a little over a year old. He's, what, maybe a year and you got a bogey on you. Aha! You're gonna get another bath again, obviously. I don't know where these bastards are coming from. I'm getting tired of it. Hate it. I even got some stuff from the vet. It doesn't seem to work. It's, like, actually beyond irritating. Don't ask what this is. I have no idea what it is. In fact, you know what? Let's not even acknowledge it. Air biscuits. Yes. What do you want? Let's see if I can actually do some work without him trying to attack my little wire here for my headphones. Did you read the instructions? What do you mean? What instructions? For his flea medicine stuff? Yeah, I have. And he got quite the scrubbing. As it said, you give him a good scrub him and a warm bath. Let it soak on him for like 20, 30 minutes. and you wrap them up in a towel tight, and they're supposed to either die off or crawl off of him. Now, trying to get him wrapped up in a towel was very interesting because he doesn't like to be held. And it seemed like it was okay. Then I took my couch and I threw it out because that's the only place I could think of them living in. And I sprayed down his, You're getting cat hair everywhere, buddy. I sprayed down his cat tree, changed his litter out, cleaned his litter box. I cleaned everything. Still comes back. So they gotta be coming from the walls. I shit you not, and I know that sounds crazy, but the slats on the walls have gaps this fucking big. So my assumption is that there's nothing like separating the inside from the outside of the house, and they're just coming in from the outside. Spray the walls down? The problem is I can't spray the walls down because it's raw wood. I already tried it once and it warped it like destroyed the wood. Left big old nasty splotches. I've put some stuff down around the cracks and everything like that, but I don't think it's stopping them. I got a toll-free call. I can only imagine who that is. Fuck you. You got paid today. Is this some bug or something? He's got fleas. And we've been fighting it for the past month now. He got outside once and it's been a problem ever since. Get lint rollers? I've rolled lint on. He actually likes it, but those bastards latch on. So, it's manageable. It's not like to the point where it's actually causing problems, but it's starting to really piss me off because it seems like no matter what we try, it's got to be the fucking house. But I cannot get an exterminator in here to look and like properly spray the house down because money. God forbid that the landlord takes care of that. So it drives me fucking mad. But bug bomb for fleas in the back of the neck treatment. I got him in the back of the neck treatment. It doesn't do anything. I can't bug bomb the house because I have nowhere to go. Yes, landlord. Yes. It's probably going to be the same situation as the stove and the AC, where it's going to be a conniption fit. The stove still has pissed me off to this day that it took 3 to 4 months to replace the stove in my house. He's a good guy, don't get me wrong, but if I ever need anything fixed, I immediately know it's going to be a pain in the ass. So I'm just like, I'm praying to God that everything else just stays. It works. Fuck it, flamethrower. It's like one of the things I'm ever looking forward to is eventually someday I will be out of this banjo shack. Right? With real walls, not this fucking... Even the cat didn't like that. Not this damn drum snare walls and these metal roof and the ceiling that's still falling down on top of me. Wish we could have a funny happen. No one's forcing you to stay here, my brother in Christ. You're free to leave at any time. Oh, wow. I fucked that up majorly. God damn it. Still trying. Homeless house living there would be like, it's not bad. I mean, rent's cheap, right? But it definitely comes with its drawbacks. That wall was made of hopium. No, it was bad because when I was building the sound booth, I put cardboard up so I wouldn't glue directly to the walls, and I used little tiny brad nails. And when I tried to hammer in the brad nails, the whole wall would just fucking flex and bounce back. So I had to pilot drill for fucking tiny brad nails. But my roof leaks? My roof leaks, dude. Trust me, it's not like I got a solid roof. If it rains hard, there's a solid puddle of water in my living room. Luckily, that's the only place where it leaks, at least as far as I'm aware. There may be a reason why the ceiling's falling there. His problem long term, my problem temporarily. That's always was my thought, but what? What? That's exactly why the ceiling is flipped. It's like that in here. It's like that in the other room. You guys don't even want to see the bathroom. The bathroom's a bad situation. Like, the bathroom's a fucking awful situation. The shower head and the fixtures are all just kind of there. They're not actually fixed to the wall. There's 3 screws that are supposed to be holding the shower head in place that don't do shit. So when you turn on the shower, the fucking shower head goes whoosh into the fucking wall and then stabilizes. And if there's like a little bit of a water surge, the fucking shower head starts violently shaking. If I want to take a bath and I turn on the splitter to turn on the bath spout, or turn it off, the shower head just sits there and shakes because all the water is sitting in the diverter and shaking the shower head. Do the bathroom reveal right now. The webcam only goes so far. The fucking walls are these really thin MFD boards with like a plastic coating on the outside. Well, MFD or MDF, sorry, particle board, whatever you want to call it. And water and humidity do not mix. So there's tiny brad nails holding them onto the wall, but I can only imagine after years and years of showering and shitting and washing hands and shaving, the wall's just falling off. The only thing holding that wall on is just prayers, essentially. The vent is all bent into place and just kind of shoved in. The fucking ceiling fan is the saddest thing ever. It turns on, it winds up and winds up, and then it just dies. Post a YouTube short about the bathroom? Maybe someday. I gotta clean in there first. But it's a gnarly situation. There's a fucking... My favorite part about it, that's not horrifying at all, is that there's a lock on the door to lock it from the inside. There's also a chain lock to lock it from the outside of the bathroom. What fucking use does that got? Like, seriously, what fucking point? So if someone breaks into my house while I'm taking a shit, all they have to do is they just have to chain my ass into the bathroom. Take it and slot it in. And so, for a while, I was showering with the door open, because I live alone, who fucking cares? But now, they came over, the new owners put in new smoke detectors, but they're the cheapest ones they can find on the market, and the steam coming from my bathroom. The smoke detector's there, right next to this door. The bathroom's all the way at the end of the hall, but if I leave the door open, the steam coming from the bathroom will set off that smoke detector. So I have to walk my wet, naked ass to the smoke detector to shut it off. So I've had to close the door now. And it's not like it's going to do anything there because the stove's in the living room. And the living room has a raised ceiling. It has a ceiling that comes up like this. The rest of the house is a flat ceiling that's like this. So if there's a fire in the fucking kitchen, by the time the smoke actually reaches the smoke detector, which is all the way down here from the ceiling, the fucking place is gone. Just take the chain off? I would love to. I think I will. But I still have to ask why. It's kind of the principle of why the fuck? It would be only worse if your mains power smoke detector. The one in the bedroom was, but they took that out and replaced it with a cheap one that's battery powered. It's already out of batteries. You're on my wire, buddy. What? What? There's a reason why I have a bathroom Glock. We have to open all the doors when we're in the house to cook pizza. We used to have to do that in our old home. Back when I lived in Wyoming. I don't know what it is. So if you cooked anything in the oven, the smoke detectors would go off. I think it's because they put the main house had a big old archway connecting both the living room and the bedroom, or the kitchen and the living room. Sorry. As smoke detectors were right in that point, so any little bit of smoke or CO2 would set them off. And when they went off, all of the ones in the house went off. You are getting nothing done. That's fine. I've actually been very progressive today. Not on the video, of course, because that'd be easy. That's what I'm taking care of for the rest of the week. You got the Samson SR850 headphones on? Fuck yeah, I do. These things are great. Heard of Aiden Ross getting threatened by hackers. Who's Aiden Ross? I have no idea who that is. Sorry. Best you don't know. Who's Aiden Ross? The name sounds familiar. I just can't remember who Aiden Ross is. Aiden David Ross is an American live streamer known for his collaboration with celebrities and live streams of the NBA 2K and Grand Theft Auto 5 video games. He previously streamed on Twitch before signing to Kick and Twitch. I still have no idea who that is. Fine, I'll look him up. Oh, fuck. I got cat hair on my nose. Still have no clue who this person is. The name's familiar, but that's about it. Aiden Ross basically had been told his life was a lie. I guess I don't know. I guess bad for him if he's about to get hacked, but I have no idea who he is. He's friends with Ice Show Speed. Does nothing for me. Falls on deaf ears. That's for personal use. Don't ask questions about it. So, cat, your claw is in my leg. Hurts. That's enough camera time. Still look pastel white. Going back to fighting with Photoshop. Cat wants uppies. He's up. Problem is he's too curious. He just wants to stick his claws into everything. Cat, you were... Ow! Buddy! Why are you the way that you are? No! Get off of that! Stop it! Oh, man. Still looks like shit. Oh my god. This is why I lock him out. This is why I remove him from the room. Now he's gotten to his curiosity stage. What you working on? Don't worry about it. Wouldn't you like to know? Wouldn't you like to know? What else did you give him for nutters? For the flea stuff, or... I've tried everything. I've used the stuff from the vet. I've used, I just now noticed that these are all the wrong way. Fuck! Start over. Scratch. I've tried just about everything at this point. I don't know what... I don't know what else to try. You have a cat tree? Yeah, he's got a cat tree. He's got a cat tree, cat hammock. He's got a piece of bacon that when he bites on it, it flops around. He's got a fish that does that. He's got a cat. He's got like a fake cat that purrs when he lays with it. Like, he's got everything. But it's all, to him, it's more fun to just bug me all day. Any catnip? I think he gets more catnip than he should probably be allowed to have. To be blunt. He's very spoiled. Let's just say that. Oh man, this still looks like shit, but I'm just kind of rolling with it now. Give him an olive? I have an olive for him. I think it's the last thing I would ever think about giving him. Can cats even have olives? Hold on. Fuck's sakes. I hate the pen tool. Never does what I want it to. Stop connecting it. Delete that anchor point. That looks like ass. Delete that anchor point. God damn it. That looks okay. They get kind of baked. Well, Jack returned the stream. No, Jack's dead. Killed him. Jack's dead. He got ran over by a car. Ran out in the street. Got flattened like a pancake. Killed him entirely. He's gone forever. He's gone. He's dead. Never to return. Rip Jack. Jack's dead. Gone. Nothing can be done to bring him back. Any attempt is futile. Shit! Why can't I get this right? This is like the last piece of the puzzle, too. The only thing that needs to be finished up, and then this piece is done. And then I can have my laughs while someone screams. Just be called In the Box. Yep. He's dead. Nothing you could do. Never to see him again. I've removed him. You can have the video done for this weekend. That's fucking hilarious. That's the funniest joke you said all night, Ray. What? No. 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 I know that's a very foreign word to you, but no. No. Your food won't be paid for if these hands don't get to work. What did Jack do? Die. That's what he did. How does Nose feel about boxes? He just chews on them. Trust me, I've tried everything here. Ain't my first rodeo with cats. He just seems to be more attached. Worse for wear than a lot of other cats I've ever had to deal with. Doesn't seem to understand the meaning of the word no. I don't think cats ever understand. He'll learn eventually, though. You also have an orange cat, which I'm known for being different. Difference, not even beginning to describe what he's like. Delete anchor point. Looks more like a fucking porcupine. What the fuck? Ow. What the fuck? Nope, that don't work. Everybody's probably just molding now because they want to see what I'm working on. Trust me, you don't want to see what I'm working on, but you'll see it eventually anyways. Show us the kids! Reveal your screen! Bitch! No game today? No, we did our gaming stuff yesterday. Mother. Is it furry porn? No. Not yet, at least. I haven't quite thrown in the towel that much yet. It's just a meme I've been working on. All day. Thank God, what? Ain't $1 too low. Alright, let's try something different here. Experiment. Future Stark. It's fine. You guys are just overreacting. You guys are just being bit worrisome. YO porn in the future confirmed. I know there's nothing I could do to stop it. All I'm saying is you're free to draw the character, just not in any compromising positions or arts. He is an actor. He is not a porn actor. If you say sus. No. Why is it like this? I'm almost willing to say that this is good enough. I have no idea what I'm doing. Someone probably knows how to do this much better than I do. Oops, shit. God, I'm just bad at this. Maybe I should just take... You know what? That's good enough. I think that's good enough. You should sue any artist that attempts to draw YOR34. Okay, so let's be real here. I'm not made of money. And while that would be nice to keep people, prevent people from doing god-awful things, is it the Voice of the Void video you're making right now? I've been doing some stuff on that, but this is sort of a side thing. I mean, it's kind of practice. Okay, let's just say that. I've been practicing, trying to work on my shading and whatnot, and stop relying on stock images and the oil paint filter. So, I'm actually kind of done with it now. Just need to, the cat just sneezed and sneezed hard. I don't know if I'll employ these tactics in the next video. But it is practice. And practice always makes perfect. And I need to be practicing more. Because I don't practice near enough drawing. And I want to get back into drawing. This isn't really drawing, though. It's still all done with mouse and keyboard. Because my drawing tablet fucking sucks. Because I bought the cheapest one on the fucking market. I've been using it for the past, I don't know. I want to say 5 years now? Going? But we'll finish it up. And it's going to make a lot of sense for people in the Discord. Kind of understand the funny path. Oh, back up. Should set up a P.O. box. No. Well, maybe. In the future. Fill path. I think that's going to be good enough. That still looks ever so slightly cursed. I just now noticed there's a scratch in my monitor, and that makes me mad. Vote on P.O. Box. If you guys are going to foot the bill on that. A P.O. Box, like a large P.O. Box, is something like $80 every 6 months. see. Okay, so I need to go select quick selection tool. Select this all. Perfect. Select on that. You set up P-Box, I was sending the most random shit to it. I believe that. God damn it, why is the tool like this? I know I'm not doing commentary but much like I'm sucking at my job right now, but this is taking a lot more brain activity than it really should. Because I'm stunted. Or stunned, sorry. Ah, fuck. Hoyle's brain is giving out. Yes, slowly but surely. To be fair, this is something that's so out of my element, but also kind of funny. Just gotta trust in the process. Oh, hey! Who said you could be up here? Little shithead. Confidential artwork. It's not confidential. Not right now. I mean, it is right now. It's a joke that I've been working on that kind of relates to some of the things said in the last stream. Give me just a second. I'm almost done here. And then you guys can lose faith in me entirely and unsubscribe. Which I'm sure will come. Can I do inner shadow that way? And go run up here and grab that color. Use the shadow as more of a stroke, but on one side. Notice being a nut. Yeah, he's fighting hard to get my attention, despite the absolute oh fuck, I fucked it up. I forgot that you can't scroll in the effects tab because that'd be too smart to allow to do. Shadow, turn that to normal. Move that out of the way. Grab that color palette. Okay. Now I can zoom back in. Go to color palette. Inner shadow. Change the angle on that. Crank the choke up. Turn the size. Actually, hit cancel. Create a new tab so that way I can erase some of this without destroying shadow. That didn't work. Guess we're doing it by hand. Do you think AI is actually gaining sentience or just the dumbasses thinking it is? I can tell you firsthand that AI is just nothing but a dumbass art program. It's At least from my experience firsthand, that it has zero fucking chance of taking over. It's got years left of time before it has any chance of taking over. Not at this rate. I wonder if, because I use keyboard and mouse so much, I'm not really necessarily an artist, but more of a graphic designer. I don't think I get to use the artist tag. I don't think I'm allowed to at that point. I think that's only for people that actually use pen and paper or pen and tablet. Reserved for people much higher skilled than I. Graphic design is my passion. How? Make art. I'm afraid I can't do that. Yeah, that shit's obvious. Now, I personally know someone who pulls off stuff with mouse and keyboard. His name is Striker. Like, I'll use AI, I won't lie, to, like, remove stuff that's just kind of a pain in the ass that I can't be bothered to try to remove by hand. But, because I, again, use stock images and a lot of stuff that I do to build up the character that I'm doing. This is just an attempt to stop using, again, the oil paint filter, which I have heavily relied on for the longest time. It's time to actually learn how to shade like a real man. Where's the starting point here? Foreground color? Yeah! Look at that! I mean, it kind of worked. It's a little bit shitty, but it's done. Well, no, it's not. I got one more thing I gotta fix up while I'm here. And since I have this color selected, it's not what I wanted. Oh God, which one are you? You. Deselect. Select. Perfect. Do I have a color palette for this one? I do. I'm glad I didn't erase that yet. I can't believe that 21 people are listening to me ramble to myself as I make garbage. I'm glad you guys are here, but man, gives me confidence. To make an art stream. I don't normally like actually showing what I'm doing. It gives me anxiety for some reason. I'd rather just do it off screen. Maybe a little bit later on. Once I'm a little bit more confident in my work. I still got a long ways to go before I'm happy with my stuff. Deselect. Which layer are you on? That one. lot of motivation from knowing that dozens are watching me. Know that I'm under pressure. I don't know if I'm under pressure necessarily. Just the last time I tried that, it just kind of flopped because I just realized, man, I have no fucking idea what the fuck I'm doing. And so I just kind of cracked under the pressure. I can do a lot of stuff on stream, but for some reason, that just was a little bit more than I could handle. Oops! Wrong way. Like I said, as like time goes on and I get a little bit better at this stuff, and if I can get a better fucking tablet so I can maybe do some stuff by hand. Maybe. For now, I'm just going to keep it all until the final product is done, which right now I'm just doing some quick shading. Fuck my life, I accidentally clicked on the wrong button! Pizza Tower OST and Artstream. Oh god. Pizza Tower already sets me off as is. We're almost done with this, though. There's also another reason why I'm not revealing this one until it's done. It'll become obvious here in a second. Let's do this. What are you doing? I am making a, I guess you'd call this a meme. That's what the kids would call it. It's kind of cringe because it's furry stuff. Even though I'm not myself a furry, the art style is much easier. I think we're done. I think that's good enough. Yeah. You know what? I think we'll finish. We'll call that good there. No! Alright. I'm the latest subscriber? Yes, you are. Let me actually read the chat now properly, now that I'm out of focusing. The art is confidential. It's great background noise while I build in Stormworks. God, if I'm good background noise, I hate to see what bad background noise would be. Just got Fallout Shelter, I'm working on that. You're going to get about to 20 levels, and then you're going to hit a hard wall. Ask me how I know. Also learning to draw human. I've almost got no furry plus human interaction. Someday I'm going to have to. I'm trying to put it off as much as possible, but I just find this much easier. Especially since some of these characters aren't mine, but I've been giving full access to them. Unwittingly. Probably against some better judgment. And so stuff like this will happen. Where I get to make fun of my friends. Oh wow, I made this really big. It's not even showing up on stream. Fit the screen. Furry mechanic? It's Ray. But I think the most important part is what the shirt says. If I can get it to zoom in a little bit better. I have something in my gift inventory. Genshin Impact gift back bundle. Sorry, I shower. I can't accept that. Let me add this to the Discord. I should put it in the rules section so that way anybody that joins just knows not to argue with Ray. I'll put it in share your content like a normal person. But I'm not even wrong. Ray will argue with anybody about anything. I just now noticed a small little mistake that needs to be corrected here. Nope. There we go. Yeah. Use that color. Yeah, there we go. Now it's fixed. There's a little hole in the drawing. Go and replace that. And it's probably going to cause OBS to freak out. Yep, there it goes. Oh, it's back. So this is more or less an attempt to practice actual real shading rather than relying on... I really wish it would fucking let me just scale as I want. Rather than relying on the oil paint filter, which I love. It's as much as I love it because it hides pixels and everything like that. So there we go. But yes, as I was mentioning earlier, if you want that, I'm going to put a raffle on the Patreon to get featured in a video. Just as a character, nothing speaking or anything, obviously. Just as one of these things. So, there you go. And that tale is what took me for fucking ever. I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, this is out of my element. This is out of my area of comfort. Ducks don't have, well, ducks have tails, but they're not visible, I guess, as humanoid creatures, I guess. So, there you go. It's in share your content, Ray, if you want. Actually, I could probably... Oh, it's going to be the same file size. It's a furry snake tail. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing! I think it's better than it started out as. I'm an amateur, okay? Gotta give me a break. I'm not a furry. I don't just come by these things naturally. How long is this live going on? I don't know. Tail could be more fluffy. You fucking furry. You furry freak. DuckTales can be used as a tuxedo like back thingy. So there you go. That's what I've been working on for the past, I don't know, 3 hours. That's what was taking up all my attention. And why this stream sucks. And why, oh, my Mountain Dew, all the ice melted in my Mountain Dew. Blech. Too long? You're free to leave. It's always funny. I like the classic comical book of chat streamer, right? There's only 3 jokes that they know of. Wow, low viewer count, bad stream. Stream go on for too long. Or play game that I already know that you won't play. Something just broke. What are you messing with out there? Can you give me 5 minutes apiece? Hey! 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 Yeah, you! I heard that. What was that? Map. Map. Damn cat. So I'm gonna put that up on Patreon tonight. I've started working on the script. I'm hopefully gonna get it done and voiced over tomorrow. Voices of the Void. Get done on that. It's probably gonna be a shorter video because I don't want to reveal too much about the game, and it is still a work in progress. So what I say there could change in the future. Especially since it sounds like the game's going to be redone almost entirely by the time it launches. Sounds like there's going to be a new map, and some new features, and some of the mysteries are actually going to be revealed. I'm not sure if I'm going to add any of the parts where we accidentally broke through the fucking map, since I'm sure that's not somewhere where I'm supposed to be. I did learn that the weird wheel thing that was under the map is actually how the signals are selected. It's literally a spin the wheel kind of lottery system. Whatever it lands on is what you're gonna get. So some of those really, really small ones must be the ones that I'm missing. When the map revamp drops, you should make a revisiting video about Voices of the Void. What I'll probably do is, once it's released on Steam, I'll definitely revisit it. But I do... This will probably end up making a comeback, because I do like the game. It's a really good game. And there's a lot of passion in it, and I like it. What are you doing now? You've dug your claws back into my leg. No, you're not crawling on top of the PC case. I know why you want up there, but your fucking hair gets stuck in all the fans. Tomorrow isn't my birthday. Good job. Good job. Couldn't have done it without you. Go up to your dad and just slap him on the back and see, like, listen. Couldn't have done it without you. Way to be a team player. Tomorrow I have to go put in the hospital at 8 a.m. to put more stitches into patients. Hey. Doctors scare me. I always hated doctors and hospitals and whatnot. I have no... I shouldn't laugh, but I'm sorry. That hit me like a fucking brick wall. Regardless, you should thank him. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry that I laughed. That was inappropriate. I apologize. My mom frequently reminds me that she should have swallowed me. Jesus Christ. It's a lot better than your dad saying he could have swallowed you. I guess. That would throw you for a loop. Being American hospitals scare my bank account. Me too. That's why I still haven't got my tooth fixed. It's not something... I'm afraid to what they're going to be like, oh, you don't have dental insurance? They get fucked. Be $1,000 to yank this out of your head. Is your tooth still fucked? Yeah, it's still fucked. Because every time I try to get into the dentist, they either cancel my appointment because they find out I have no dental insurance, or they just will not answer my phone call. Is it worse now or the same? It hasn't broken apart anymore. But it is getting really sore now. And so I need to really get it fixed. Minus Tech Tips employee Madison Soup Reeve alleges assault, sexism, and inappropriate questioning while working. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's bad, but I'm going to keep it real with you. Until that's confirmed, I'm only going to take it with a grain of salt. It's bad. Don't get me wrong. It's bad. Okay, but it's usually always convenient timing that a lot of things will come out. If it is true, then that is fucked up. But this is also, again, why I don't touch dramas, because usually when there's one thing, it's usually a mountain of things. And a lot of people like to take advantage of stuff. But if that is true, that's fucked up. that's a legal thing with Linus Tech Tips and her at this stage. Oh. Fuck. So he just picked all the wrong things to do as of late. Maybe you can be one of the 10 people who don't have any drama. I'll find something. Don't worry, I'll drag something out. I'll just start beating Ray mercilessly. I'll just go to Canada and just start beating him. I'll keep it under wraps. How does American healthcare work? You guys have like hundreds of different healthcare, different insurances for every possible health issue you might get into in the future? Kinda. I mean, you kind of have like a general health insurance, but then you have different tiers that you can get into, along with your own dental health insurance, your own visionary, usually other things like ear and whatnot. I don't understand it quite for sure. But the best way to get it is you have to get it through your employer. And since I am my own employer now, or employee now, I have to go through the routes of looking for a different provider, but I just don't have that money right now. So, I'm just kind of winging it. I'm just kind of throwing a bottle of Motrin at everything. Dental and vision are separate things. So yeah, dental and vision are their own insurance programs. Everything else is just kind of on a tiered list. So you might get better healthcare coverage with this level if you're willing to take this much out of your paycheck. That being said, I still got charged like $300 when I had an on-the-job accident that was proven to be an on-the-job accident. But the doctor fucked around with the diagnosis so that way he wouldn't have to get the fucking workman's comp pay. Because workers' comp is a different insurance program from your own, and it pays a lot less. And so when a doctor deals with a workers' comp claim, they'd like to usually try their best to make it not a workers' comp claim. So when the dug a piece of shrapnel out of my eye, and then that said eye got infected, he tried to blame it on something else entirely. And then I ended up getting charged for it because workers' comp wouldn't back me up. And so I had to pay that bill, because they would only cover the initial accident. And it's fucking hilarious because it was two different doctors. One doctor dug the piece of shrapnel out of my eye, but he wasn't an actual eye doctor. So he sent me to one in a different town who looked at it and says, I don't see a piece of shrapnel in there. I don't think that this is due to a piece of shrapnel because I don't see anything. And it's like, the fucking last guy dug it out. Of course you don't see it, you idiot. I was like, well, it's not often that shrapnel like that will cause an eye infection like this. This looks like a herpes eye infection. And I was like, well, okay, so explain to me. What are the odds that a piece of dirty shrapnel gets shot into my eye? And then that same eye just happens to get infected within the same day due to an entirely separate issue. Maybe the last doctor gave it to me. Either way, that should still be covered under workers' comp or medical malpractice. What the fuck am I gonna do? I can't sue him. So I just paid the bill and just kind of wished it away. Dirty shrapnel, is that what the kids are calling it these days? It was a piece of roofing insulation, because the building that I was in, it's like a 70-year-old building, and they were replacing the roof on it. And it managed to get past my welding hood, and past my safety glasses, and into my eye, and dug in between my eye and my eyelid. And he pulled it out. It was a decent, I would say, I don't know exactly how I would say it, but it was almost like a crumb, almost. Is the only way I could describe it. It was a piece of the roofing insulation, but that roofing insulation's been up for God knows how long, and there's been bugs and rats and mice and bats and birds and Lord knows what else up in that roof that could have fallen down and transplanted itself into my eye. Worst I got was rust fragments. I've dealt with those too. I always find it funny because that accident is usually the thing I point to when people are like, I don't need safety glasses for this job. The chances of something getting into my eye with a welding hood are very low. And I said, I usually always follow up like, really? Really? Because I had 2 layers of protection and still got fucked by the fucking roof. Shit in your eye is not good. No, it's not. Take safety seriously, because let me tell you what. Yeah, it's cool to look cool, but it's even cooler to be able to see out of both eyes all the time. What's the topic as of current? I was shitting on my eye doctor that charged me after a work accident because he lied about the diagnosis. Or it may have even been a true diagnosis, but did his best to unrelate it to work. What is this live? This is Whatever Wednesday. This is where I literally do whatever the hell I want on Wednesdays. I also find it funny because I had 2 workplace accidents at Marathon, and I'm calling them out by name because they don't deserve anything other than just pure transparency. I had 2 workplace accidents where they did everything they could to avoid me going to the doctor's office. One time when my thumb got crushed in between a tow hitch and the bottom of a dumpster, where they did everything in their power to make sure it's just like, I'll put some ice on it and wait a few hours. The other time when, and I've still got it, it's sitting right above my desk. In fact, I'll pull it down and show it on camera. Where this thing hit me at Mach fucking Jesus. Which I've mentioned a few times. But this had hit me. You don't fit on there. Get. This was underneath the tire of a forklift. And it had squeezed. It was sitting something like this, and it was squeezing, and shot out. And it hit me like this. It usually hit me on this side. But it hit me like this. And it knocked me the fuck out. Now, I want you to look at this and realize my fucking chances of survival were very nil. So, someone had cut this off. It looks like with an angle grinder. You can see the heat marks and whatnot. And just left this laying on the ground. And they came over with a forklift. Which, by the way, forklifts are, even though they look small, they are much, much, much heavier than a normal car. This thing was probably at least 12,000, 14,000 pounds to be able to pick up what it picked up. Because it has the back of a forklift is pure steel. It is solid, like cast iron as a counterweight. So that's tons and tons and tons of pressure on this thing, and it was just looking for a way out. And as soon as it slipped, it slingshotted itself out and hit me in the head. Had it hit me like this, I wouldn't be speaking to you, without a doubt in my mind. It's funny because there's actual rust on here from where the blood was. It did cut me to fuck. So I keep that in this, and that sits up there to remind myself I'm not invincible. Rusted blood? That's nice. Yeah. This is the kind of stuff that fucking Agent 47... Dude, I'm sure they would have preferred me fucking die than get out on workers' comp. Because when that knocked me out, they literally just poured water on my face and got me back up. And when I asked to run across the street to the doctor's office, they wouldn't let me. They said, you're able to walk and talk, so you're not concussed. And I was like, that doesn't mean shit. It knocked me the fuck out. aka it put me to fucking sleep, which means it did something. It rocked my world enough to slap my brain around. So, keep in mind, when I was there, 3 people fucking died in the short time that I was working. You could be concussed and totally conscious. So that's the thing I tried to mention, but they just wouldn't let me fucking go. So, me being the meathead I was, I just decided, well, if they're not gonna let me go, there's no point of waiting. So I just ignored it. Should I sleep? You do you. Unfortunately, if you're not careful, oh yeah, did it. Ha ha! Oh, I love the spam bot. Oh fuck, it skipped straight to banning him. How many OSHA violations are at your old workplace? My old one or my old one? My old one, the ceiling was actually falling off the fucking roof. Like, it'd get wind, they'd have all the garage doors open, so that way they could roll these big old massive compactors in and out to wire them. And if it got windy, the fucking ceiling would fall out. There was also a time where they were rolling over a compactor body, and it came up and swung around and smacked a fucking transformer, or not transformer, a fuse box, and knocked power out to the entire shop. The entire shop, lights out. 3 people died and the company didn't get shut down. I don't know. Shitholes like that usually stay open. Old one. Yeah, so yeah. Ceiling would fall down. I have a video on my phone that Ray saw where they wouldn't give us proper fixtures and proper rigging to roll over the dumpsters. So the just like gave us a chain and a crane, and that's how we'd flip the dumpsters over. And I wish I had it on my phone somewhere or on my desktop. It would pick it up and it'd get to a pivot point on the end of the hitch, where if it went up, it'd spin around really fast and go fucking slinging across the craneway. And if you were in the way, you were gonna get hit by a fucking 1,200-pound dumpster. On the big compactor line, they had them on a railway, and they had these pieces of metal that were tacked to hold the signs in. If those pieces broke, the whole fucking side of the compactor would just go. Didn't you send it on Discord to put it on your computer? Maybe I did. I did. Hold on. Ah, fuck, where's that playing at?
I just noticed there's gonna go fucking Rick Shaw around the shop.
Where the fuck is that playing at? Hold on. I don't know where that's playing at. It immediately started playing. Let me not deafen you guys. Open file location. Jesus fuck. I hate YouTube's new system now. All your downloads go to the top bracket instead of the bottom. What is like the pop filter? Squimshy. I gotta delete some of the shit in here. This is a mess. Come on. My downloads folder is so full now. It's just a mess. I need to delete all of this shit. In fact, I may just scroll and delete all of it now because I don't need any of this stuff anymore. Sort by date. Where's it at? We'll put that in video projects, whatever Wednesday stream folder. Open with VLC Media Player. I know you guys don't have music right now, but trust me. Did you resign from your old job? That's a whole story in and of itself. There's actually a live stream that's public on the main channel that describes exactly what the fuck happened there. This bastard screwed me 6 ways to Sunday. Turn that down. Go to scene 2, window capture. I may not like VLC. No, it doesn't like VLC. What if I do full screen? Still doesn't like it. Got drugs to memorize. Have fun. For some reason, it will not show me. This will go display capture. So there's a little hitch there, and that's where I actually crushed my finger. It crushed it between that and the axle. Yeah. No sound? It's, I don't know. I don't even know anymore. Oh. Because I turned it all the way down?
I just noticed there's gonna go fucking Rick Shaw around the shop. Hey, whoa.
Yeah. By the way, me showing you these is actually against company policy, and so if they wanted to come by and slap me on the PP, they could, but fuck them. Fuck them. Okay? They screwed me all the goddamn time. So the new company, too, though. So, yeah. I don't miss that shit at all. Fuck that noise. Fuck that noise. Anyways. What were those for? Those would actually lock into the compactors, so they were just normal dumpsters. You just threw garbage in them. You could lock them into the compactor, and it'd take them, fold them up, throw them into the compactor, roll down. Those had hitches on them, so you could put them on go-karts or razors or whatnot, side-by-sides. General bullshittery. Any chance of you going to start welding again? If I could avoid it, I will. I have no desire to weld ever again in my life. That shit kicked the shit out of me, and I'm tired of working for dishonest companies. I'm fed up with it. Every single one has tried to screw me one way or the other, and it sounds like the company that I just left has now lost their contract because they can't replace me. I couldn't find anybody that actually understood the work that was being done, because the person they tried to attempt to replace me with was complete and utter fucking garbage. So, I offered to come back. They said nothing. I told them if I'm coming back, I want the pay that I want, because I'm not working for cheap ever again. Just buy some welding equipment so you can use welding as a hobby. That's not cheap. Okay, for a multi-process machine to get it wired, for the gas, to have a place to actually do it, I mean, you're looking at tens of thousands of dollars. I'd like to continue welding as a hobby, but I can't afford the equipment. I mean, I've got the hood and everything like that, but that's all I got. You mean for pay, not personal? Yeah, I mean, obviously I'll weld if I'm building something for myself, I'll weld. Obviously. I mean, there's some things I can't do. I can't weld a roll cage. I'm not certified for that. So, I mean, I could weld a roll cage, but in practice, but legally speaking, or not legally speaking, but if I was to take a car, put a roll cage in it, and drive it to a track, me not being certified for it, it could be plenty strong, but they won't roll it. They won't roll with it. So, you weld TIG. I was decent at TIG. I never got a chance to really play around with TIG. There's not a lot of people looking for TIG welders anymore. Most of what everybody wants is a trigger puller on MIG. So, I could TIG weld semi-decent with stainless and mild. Still need a little bit of practice on aluminum. That's a whole different process. It's a whole different ball game with temperatures and heat creep and whatnot. But I'm really good at stick. I'm really good with MIG. Can't you get cages you make inspected? You can. But most of the time, if you go to a sponsored track, like a sponsored NRA tracker, NHRA tracker, anything like that, or like a high stake, like a respectable racing group, they're going to look for a stamp with a qualified, certified shop. They're not going to, they don't want homebrew stuff. So, they're very, and that's, that's for very good reasons. You could pay anybody to just check off on a cage and be on your way. But there's a lot that goes into making a roll cage. You got to have the right steel. You got to have the right, you can't just, fisheye it together. It has to be properly welded. It has to be done with the right process, the right filler material. It needs to be done with chromoly. You can't do it with mild steel. You got to do it with, you could MIG it together, but they prefer, the proper filler from a TIG, doing TIG, rather than just thrown together with some, 70 ER70 S6. Here in Italy, they pay it really well. Yeah, but the jobs are probably full. That's the thing, is welding can pay really well if you could find the job. But those well-paying jobs are full and they hardly open up. Which is usually all that's left is the lower-paying manufacturing foundry jobs that nobody wants because they're long hours, they're hard work, and they're shit pay. So when you hear a lot of people talking about welder shortage, that's what they're talking about. Is those really shitty jobs that no one wants, that a lot of people get sucked into and never escape. And it's not good experience either. You'll find a lot of professional shops, a lot of well-respected shops. We'll see a lot of manufacturing on your resume, and they'll probably turn you away because a lot of manufacturing jobs are all about cutting corners and speed, not any of the actual real proper process. So, what's the best process for car bodies? If you're talking about like just putting some panels back on, you could stitch it back together with MIG. You can maybe not autonomously, there's a word for it, where you MIG weld something without any filler material. But I think MIG would be your best bet, just turning it down real low and kind of stitching it together, and then sanding it and using filler would be your best bet. You can even use a flux core welder, because it really just needs to hold the body panel in place. That's not really up to a lot of stress. Or like people getting shafted shortage. That's the problem. That's why there's a shortage. It's because these companies are complaining about it. You usually only want people for a certain amount of time. They're going to get as much work as they can out of them on the shortest amount of pay as possible, and then they're going to get rid of them. Fusion welding? No, it's not fusion welding. So blue moons are more I'm not sure what you mean by that, but make sure to distribute the heat. Yeah, you don't want to warp your body panel. If you're working on real thin steel, then yeah, you gotta be careful about that. 45 hours here, bedtime for me. Good night. It's TIG that much harder than MIG. The problem that I think a lot of people have is with MIG, they're used to doing it with one hand, two hands. You can do it with two hands. I've done it with one hand before. It's not that hard. You get used to manipulating it all with one hand, keeping your hand, feeding it. As soon as you add that second hand and trying to just keep this one steady and feeding with a second hand, that's where it gets problematic. And I've never really been good feeding it by hand. There's a process to feed it. I usually have to adjust and pull it a little bit more through my glove. There's certain gloves you also want to wear it so that way it's a little bit easier to pull the filler material or the rod through your fingers. So, wonder if robots will replace welding in the future. That's actually why the welder shortage is so bad. It was a marketing thing from both Miller and Lincoln, because they have autonomous welders. In the place I was at before, they had a robot welder, and they're great for simple projects and for big, heavy projects. They're not good for precision, more complicated projects. For manufacturing, it's great. But not for people who are looking jobs. But what it ended up causing is Lincoln were like, there's not enough people working in the welding industry. And Miller said the same thing, trying to sell their machines, but it backfired because it got a lot of people interested in welding. So yes, there's a welder shortage, but there's also a surplus of people that are trained for welding. That's why the welder shortage is so bad. Because there's no incentive. There's a surplus of workers, so there's no incentive to raise the pay, because you could easily just keep changing people out every few months, because there's usually always someone to take their place. It's a long-winded explanation for me, but that's essentially the gist of it. I don't know much about welding. What would be advice for someone getting into welding for the first time? Get a cheap little buzz box from Harbor Freight or whatever your equivalent is, Princess Tire or Princess Auto or whatever it may be in the UK. Get a cheap little $80 buzz box and practice with 1/8 or 1/30 or not 1/30 seconds. 3/30 seconds, 70/18, probably 1/8. 1/8 is a little bit smaller. Take that and just practice with it. I always recommend people start with stick first, because stick is the easiest process to learn. 70/18, it's just you strike and you drag. And if you can figure out how to keep a constant rate on that and keep a constant feed as you burn through that rod, then you'll be able to handle be able to handle stick, because it's just that without having to actually feed the material into it. Same as happening in heavy equipment operating. It's happening everywhere. Especially in CNC, I've noticed machining is a lot of people don't understand that you still need someone to operate the CNC. And so they're shortchanging a lot of machinists. And CNC is not the end all be all. You're still going to want hand processes done in an actual lathe, an actual mill, and all of those. So I know a lot of people in machining that are getting shafted replaced with, big old Haas machines, and then that company ends up going under because it turns out that you still need an operator on the Haas machines. You have no idea what the fuck they're doing. Mechanic shortage, because a lot of cars are becoming less mechanic friendly because they don't want your average Joe working on cars to make things harder, and people don't want to work on them anymore. Not even mechanics. That's why I don't buy new cars. That's why I hate new cars. That's why I hate my fucking Infiniti. I ended up liking stick better. Stick is usually... What in the fuck do you think you're doing? Right to repair, guys. Yes. So, as soon as you get 70/18 down, you can move to something like 60/10, which is a little bit more complex because it's not just simply dragging. You actually have to manipulate the rod. Stop and go. Whip and pause is what you might hear. Fucking front struts on a Transit. I remember having to do the fucking valve cover gaskets on the Infiniti, having to pull the intake off, having to pull the AC lines off, the power steering lines off, because it's all routed above the fucking valve covers. Ridiculous. I hate it. I fucking hate that car. Miss my old truck. Engine bay space. You could sit in the engine bay and fix shit. And everything was right there. I think I could rebuild my motor in the same time it took to replace the fucking valve cover gaskets on my Infiniti. I could have rebuilt another 302 for my truck. What is your favorite truck model? I'm gonna catch heat, but fuck it. I missed my bullnose F-150. It was a 1985 F-150 with a 4-speed manual and a 302. And that truck was a piece of shit. But I loved it because I could fix everything I ever wanted to on the cheap. And then actually I owned 3 F-150s, 76, 85, and 94. The 94 F-150 was also nice. It was very cush. It also had a 302, and it had the Mazda 5-speed. I fucking love that thing. Okay, it had captain's chairs. You pulled down the armrest. You just kind of sit and cruise. 5-speed was geared low enough. You could just kind of keep your big toe on the throttle and kind of cruise at 80 miles an hour. Had dual tanks, so you could just drive for days until the front tank went out, as they do. Usually always one tank that shits the bed. 76 was okay, but the 360 ended up blowing up, and I lost interest of fixing it, so I just sent it to scrap. It was kind of a crusty truck. The floorboards were gone, and a lot of the body was full of Bondo, I found out. So I ended up replacing the door, the hood, the fenders. I had a bedside toolbox, though, but it was a long bed, so it was less desirable. How much longer are you going to be dealing with the Infiniti? Until I can afford to replace it, which I don't. So, until then. Here's the thing is, I don't want to get rid of the Infiniti. I just want to replace it with something, and then put the Infiniti under the covers. Because I've always had plans for the Infiniti when I originally bought it. I never wanted to keep the original motor. I wanted to pull it out and put a VK56 in it. But then money happened. Make a video about destroying a car. Don't have money. Shit costs money. I'm not a what's his face who just buys shit to destroy it. I'm not built with money like that. With which car would you replace the Infiniti with if you had the money? Either my old Subaru or my old F-150. I do miss my old F-150. The Subaru was also nice. I had a 96 Impreza with, it was a wagon. Like hatchback. Not really a wagon. That thing was nice. Little black 5-speed 2.2. 8 minutes shy of 200. Have a great evening. See ya. What do you think of Toyota Tacomas? I think the new ones are fucking ugly. I think anything past 2010 was awful. I'm sure they're reliable, but they're ugly as shit. Be nice to get the Tahoe running. But I think the Tahoe is going to need a whole motor rebuild. And as fun as that would be to do on camera, that's a lot of money to do. I don't think I could do that right now. Pull the engine on. Can't. Money. I don't have a cherry picker or anywhere to put the engine. I don't have a cherry picker or a stand anymore. They're all in Wyoming. And I'm not about to try to drive up to Wyoming to get a new fucking cherry picker. What do you think of Ford? I think anything past 98 is trash. Have you seen the Jeep Gladiator? Yeah, everybody's seen the Jeep Gladiator. They're hunks of shit. They're Chrysler. The Junkyard 350. I think the 5.7 would be okay if I just replaced the oil pump and, just did some freshening up. Or the 5.3, sorry. And get rid of the 4L60 that I'm sure is probably just shitting the bed at this point. It's got 360, 370,000 miles on it. Of all of it being towing shit. Is it knocking? It has no oil pressure and it's making all sorts of awful noises. It's not quite knocking, but it's probably there. I bet if I could get it to start, the battery's dead in it now because it's got a phantom draw, but I bet if we started it, it would probably blow the fucking bottom end out of it. And at that point, then it's really unsavable. It was just sitting in the fucking driveway. I was letting it sit and kind of charge up so I can move it to a different to my buddy's house where it belongs, and it just started making these awful noises. And I went and looked, and the fucking dash light was screaming oil pressure low. And I looked at the oil pressure gauge, and it was just fucking pegged to 0. It was gone. Fucking shut it off, and I haven't turned it on since then. But I think if we just did the bottom end, honed the cylinders out, or maybe even got it machine 30 over, it'd be a solid motor. I'm sure all 380,000 miles on it have not been kind, knowing the previous owner. You could use the G35 as Lemon's race car when you actually have money. That'd be fun. I definitely put a different engine in it, though, because that VQ will not last the weekend. So. But anyways, we've been streaming for almost 3 hours. I think it's time to call it quits. I'm gonna go make some food, get ready for the rest of the night, get back to script writing, and bully Ray some more, or maybe even bully Onyx, now that I have access to his character. And I'll put the thing up on Patreon for any of the Patreon members that might be in the live stream, as you want a chance to get in the video. There's a raffle, so. But anyways, I think that's been a good stream. I got the bully Ray. So that's immediately good. I will see you guys all, I guess, Saturday. See you.